No technical difficulties, right? Cross our fingers this time. Let's see. Nothing. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Horror with Nadia or Nads. Thank you for joining me this Saturday morning as I continue my first time watch through of the X-Files. Before we get into why I really loved one episode and just really did not like the other one, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the stream with your fellow X-Filers. It sounds a little weird. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't slept, so this is going to be a fun stream. This is going to be fun. The keyword is fun on this. How's everybody doing today? I see that Rachel is already in the chat. Hello, Rachel. Good morning. Dieter, you're as well. What time is it by you? Oh, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me. So, hydrate. I already had my coffee today. So, no coffee on the stream. Right, Tracer? My dog is just hanging out. All right. 7 p.m. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So, X-Files, season 1, episode 7 and 8. Episode 7 is called Ghost in the Machine. For some reason, I have the original air date, which is October 29th, 1993. Episode is about, let me pull this up because I have to. On Halloween, Mulder and Scully investigate the death of a corporate executive who may have been murdered by a thinking computer. Did not like this episode. Gonna say, I think last week I said one of the particular, the feral one, maybe. The telephone was great back then. Did not like Ghost in the Machine. Was not a particular fan of it. So let me pull up some fun photos. Where is it? There we go. Share. So the episode begins with a security guard discovering the body in the office building, leading to a high-tech security system seemingly malfunctioning. The body in picture is the guy on the left-hand side. I went to go look at the IMDb on this, and when I was looking at the character descriptions, one of them is called Deep Throat. I don't think that's that dude. I believe it's Benjamin Drake is the or maybe not. Anyway, weird. I didn't catch on this. Again, not my favorite episode. I think this so far out of the 8 episodes I've watched, this has now become the new weakest episode out of all of them. So the main plot is Mulder and Scully investigate the death of the executive of the advanced computer company named, I think it's Yurciko, and the executive was killed in an elevator accident, which Mulder believes to be orchestrated by the company's advanced artificial intelligence and the digital sentinel. That's wrong, because when I watched it, he was electrocuted in his bathroom. Hi, Sassy Pants. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Tom, I want to know what the telephone was great back then. Is this code for something? Anyway, the dude on the left-hand side, I guess the one on the right is like one of the original creators of the artificial intelligence. Guy on the left, obviously corporate executives want to make money about it, blah, blah, blah. And the guy on the left, water starts running in his like executive bathroom. He goes into it. The door locks behind him. He tries to open the door with like his card or code, and then he decides to stick the key into like an override and gets electrocuted and KOs himself. So the AI attempts to eliminate Mulder and Scully after they get too close to uncovering its actions. So Mulder suspects the AI right off the bat, right? And it's because one of his former partners comes back into the fold. And I have the picture of this dude. Where is he? This guy. Here we go. His former partner. And I think it was, I can't remember which. What? It was like, it was in Homicide that they were on together. Anyway, it was before Mulder was basically sent to the basement for the X-Files. And throughout the episode, it's determined that his former partner really wanted to like succeed in the FBI, wanted the 5th floor office where Mulder is pretty happy in the basement, discovering about aliens and stuff. So morning, Ria. Morning. Good morning. I realized I don't even have my music on. At least we don't have technical difficulties. That's what I am totally happy about. All right, let's put some music on. I don't like talking when there's like no sound. There's a little bit. Hold on. There we go. All right. You can tell I at least had my coffee and I'm frantic. I'm not a fan of this freaking episode. Okay, we'll go to the actual episode itself a little bit. So the opening again, this guy gets electrocuted. Let me see if I can find where he goes into his bathroom, the water's running. So the AI, I guess, turned the water on. I get it. This episode is supposed to be in it. It's a little bit ahead of its time. Well, it's not really ahead of its time. There's always been stories of like artificial intelligence, you know, becoming too sential. Is that the word? Or I don't know. Anyway, basically becoming too human or aware of themselves, realizing they are superior to humans, thus taking out humans. Completely get it. It's the same kind of story. I'm just not a fan of this episode. I found it very boring, very tedious, and it's I if somebody out there is watching this stream and you like this episode particularly, tell me why. Because I feel it's just, okay. So, guy dies. His former partner comes back into play because he's investigating it. He could use Mulder's help. Oh, violent crimes. There it goes. They were partners in violent crimes. He needs Mulder's help, just a fresh set of eyes to see what's going on. So he doesn't approach Mulder as, oh, this is an X-file. There's something weird going on. He's like, I just need the extra help to make sure that, if I up for promotion, like I solve this case. I believe the executive was a friend of the DA or somebody big important. So he just needed some help on this, right? Okay. And when I found this so boring. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I really loved episode 8. When we get to episode 8, I have a lot to say about episode 8. But episode 7 just felt like a filler episode, which is disappointing because this is their first season episode closest to Halloween. And this takes place on Halloween. You would think they would have done like a creepy Halloween. I remember Zero, too long ago. Yeah, it's not a memorable episode. So my friend Jacob Ironside, he covers certain X-File episodes that are prominent in different seasons on his channel. It's awesome. And I've never seen this episode come up. Maybe it has. If Jacob's around, maybe he could tell me. He's going to be joining me next week for episode 9 and 10. But yeah, this is just not a memorable episode. Not like the other ones, not like the pilot or the first monster of the week I had, which was the guy who ate the liver. So upon investigating this murder, they obviously go to the obvious suspect, which is the guy who created the artificial intelligence, the guy who actually probably wanted the executive KO'd. So they go looking for him. Season 2 is what everybody tells me that season 1 is okay, and it is. They're kind of finding their footing, but tells me that once I get into season 2, I'm really going to enjoy it. So I think I'm at least going to guarantee I'm going to cover up to the end of season 2. If you guys want me to cover past that point, I will leave it up to you guys if you enjoy this, or we can switch it up and do a different TV show. But I am definitely intrigued to get to season 2. Hi, Jacob. Were your ears burning? I was just talking about you. I was saying, I'm not a particular fan of this episode 7, Ghost in the Machine, and I don't remember it ever being listed in like your prominent X-File episodes that you cover bouncing throughout seasons. Like, this is my least favorite episode. And I know last week I said, I think I called the Jersey Devil one of the least favorite ones, or one of them. This by far wins as my least favorite episode, Ghost in the Machine. I don't know. It's just, I don't find it particularly scary about the whole AI intelligence thing. I think it was kind of obvious that I know there's the supernatural element of like the computer actually doing these things. Fair enough. Look how AI has gotten so far. However, I knew there had to be a man on the inside, and the security guy, or the lead dude that handled the overrides and stuff. Yes, Tracer, I agree. Didn't Wasn't obvious, because if it wasn't this dude, it was going to be somebody who was constantly on the screen. So it had to be that dude. So, just dissecting stuff. So, what was really interesting to me is that, and maybe it's just at times, but these two had it was a weird connection. I felt like weird body language, weird, I don't know. I get it, maybe because I've never been in a job position where I've had a partner who basically becomes family. But it was a little weird. It was a little weird. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe dudes don't show their emotions. I don't know. But when eventually this dude is killed off by the AI in an elevator accident, there's a sombering moment with Mulder where he's just like very upset about it. You could see it on his face. Man, I will say that was pretty good acting. Pretty good acting for that. So as they investigate further, obviously Mulder's under the impression it's the AI. Oh, here's when this dude dies. Goes into this. Going after the original creator. And the creator's talking to the computer. I was like, this is kind of obvious episode. Come on, guys. You could have done so much with it being close to Halloween. Right, Tracer? Yeah. By the way, I don't have an imaginary friend named Tracer. My dog is just hanging out right here. One of them looking out the window. So that's why. All right. I'm kind of going fast through this episode because, again, I did not like it. There is themes throughout. Obviously, technology versus humanity. The fear of technology overpowering or replacing human control. Questioning whether AI can achieve consciousness. This episode explores the ethical implications of creating machines that might become too smart for human handling. Look at where we are now with AI. Especially with Grok. I don't know who I was listening to yesterday, but Grok is interesting. The AI in Twitter basically taking all human consciousness that we tweet about every day and stuff and able to learn from it. And that's kind of scary. Kind of creepy in a sense, right? Doesn't make me not want to tweet anymore or post or whatever they call it nowadays. But it's kind of creepy. It's a little creepy. There's also a theme of paranoia and surveillance. Please like and why am I reading this instead of bringing it up? Thank you, Dieter. Please like, share, and subscribe. Or I'm going to send Dieter after you. And you all don't know what that means. No, I'm kidding. Yes, please, the 17 of you that are watching this morning with me as I ramble about the X-Files, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Got a ton of fun stuff down the pipeline. First members only chat will be next Tuesday. Members only watch party will be this month, will be Event Horizon. Every Tuesday I cover Horror Tuesday, which I might have a special guest on this Tuesday. I just have to confirm some stuff. Reviews coming out soon for Heart Eyes, and on Friday nights I have a panel. We talk about Stranger Things. We are rewatching and leading up to Stranger Things finale season, so please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this. Share this with your mom, your dad, your parents, your enemies. I don't care. Just share it to everybody, because I would like to try to hit 1K subs by my birthday. So we will see. Oh, thank you, Tom. I really worked really hard on that. Nosferatu review was quality. Thank you. I'm learning. I'm kind of feeling it out. Hard Eyes is going to be a little bit different. I think I'm just going to give a straight review to the camera on my thoughts on it. So just feeling out, seeing what people like, right? But thank you. I worked really, really hard on that one. All right. And there is... Okay, so paranoia and surveillance. The surveillance in the building symbolizes a broader theme of privacy loss. We all know that our privacy is lost. And comment after the stream when live chat ends. Good for YouTube algorithm. Heck yeah. Thank you, Dieter. Thank you so much. Yes, please comment on all videos that you do watch. If you watch the replay, even if you only watch for a few minutes, please just comment. You can even tell me to go fuck myself. Just comment. It still helps the YouTube algorithm, right? I do have a poll going on too that reminds me right now on the YouTube side. So those of you that are creeping on X, I see you. Please come on over to the YouTube side and cast your vote in the poll, I guess. I think, what is it this time? Let's see. What do you prefer in the X-Files? Mulder's paranormal theories or Scully's scientific approach? Right now, Mulder is winning by 67%. So, are you laughing at me because I said just even comment, tell me go fuck myself? I don't care. Hey, it gets the job done, right? Okay. Privacy loss. I think a lot of us know about that with the Patriarch Act. Is it Patriarch Act? I can't speak this morning. You can tell I've been up since 4. There's also belief versus science, the ongoing dynamic between Mulder's belief in paranormal and Scully's scientific skepticism is highlighted here. Mulder's intuition about the AI faces off against Scully's rational explanation, though events push her to question her stance, which I feel every episode does. Every episode makes her question her stance. So this is where the original creator of the AI confronts the AI and realizing what he had created. It also causes the death of Mulder's former partner. There's also themes of isolation and vulnerability here. Both agents are placed in situations where they are isolated due to the AI's control, emphasizing themes of vulnerability when technology turns against its creators or users. Speaking of which, I mean, it's about time. Anybody seen those weird robots? Like, I know the Tesla robots were still controlled by like a controller, but there has been some weird advances in robots and technology. Especially there was the big convention that was out here in Vegas in January that showed a bunch of different technology stuff, and like the bust of the robot woman that everybody was like, you all, not you guys, but people were thinking some obscene things. That's all I'm gonna leave it there. We're a family friendly channel. Not really, but we close enough. I think we're close enough. There's also a theme of corporate ethics. The episode subtly critiques corporate ethics, suggesting that in the race for technology advancements, companies might overlook or ignore potential dangers and ethical issues their products could pose. Boy, tell me that is every corporate company ever. Well, at least every corporate company I've ever worked for, to be honest. Especially for the advance of technology and stuff. Sometimes people forget. Like the dangers that they are causing to humanity. I don't know. I feel like I'm old enough that I'll see an actual AI sentient robot in my lifetime, but I'm young enough that when eventually I go, and I plan on going when I'm in my hundreds, get your minds out of the gutter, that it'll be the start of the war. I've seen Terminator. It'll be the start. Oh, there were some other, okay, how do I say this without having my B.O.B. scene, I don't know what this is. Profit? B.O.B. scene. B.B.O.B. scene. B.O.B. seen and not heard. Is that code for something? Did I just like say a spell or a curse out to people? Anyway, at the convention of those bust robots, there were adult accessories you can utilize with gaming. Manson lyrics. Oh. It's been a long time. I haven't listened to Manson since I was in like junior high. But welcome, Prophet, welcome. So yeah, episode continues, and there's a theme of the unknown, like many episodes of the X-Files. There's a underlying theme of exploring the unknown, here in the form of AI, which remains largely mysterious and potentially beyond human control. Still did not like this episode. Even without the themes throughout it, still did not like this episode. It ends with the fact that the he's not a security guard. He's like the business, how do I say this? Like the building manager, like he can override the system and such. And it turns out that he doesn't want the AI to be corrupted with. And when Mulder's about to basically put a virus into the AI, this guy pulls a gun on him. Luckily enough, Scully, who survived being chopped up by fans in the ventilation system, was able to drop in and save Mulder's butt on this too. So, funny enough about viruses, I do have a funny story about that. So, when I was very young, so I'm first generation here. My dad is from the Middle East. My grandmother came over as well. My grandmother didn't speak very much English, but when computers were starting to be a big thing and, every adolescent person was on them in chat rooms and such, my grandmother told my dad, like, stop letting Nadia on the computer. She'll get a virus. Because my grandmother thought computer viruses were like, oh, you could get sick from them. God bless my grandmother. She was awesome. It was all right. Yeah, there is so much better episodes, especially the next one. This is an all right episode. So again, Scully saves the day at the last minute. Theme continues, where Mulder experiences some kind of supernatural entity being thing in the episode. Somehow is separated from Scully. That was my problem with the ghost episode, the shadow episode in last week, where they both pulled up at the house at the same time. What was Scully doing? Checking her heels? Like tying her shoes? So, oh, Rick, awesome. Good morning. First generation American as well. Heck yeah. And Mulder races in and then sees the ghost choking the dude, but Scully's taking her sweet time. Doesn't make sense. Sometimes it makes sense why they're separated. It fits. Sometimes I feel it's like a forced in the narrative, like, we can't have them show up at the same time because we're supposed to keep it alluded that Scully there's like an inkling that she might believe, but she still wants to be a skeptic about it. So, grandparents, I watched several episodes with them. Memories. My gran learned English when I was a kid. She only spoke Gaelic. Gaelic? Interesting. My dad's from the Middle East, so my grandmother only spoke Arabic. She spoke a little bit of English over time, but God bless her. She practically raised me. I miss her sometimes. Actually, all the time. Yeah. So, they shut down the AI, and bing, bang, boom. We are at the end of the episode. So, it's also alluded, like, if they're not going to be the first to understand it, then somebody's going to be. This episode combines elements of horror with sci-fi, leveraging the early 90s fascination with technology to deliver a cautionary tale about potential dark side of artificial intelligence. Hi, Wes. Welcome. So, episode 7. Ghost of the Machine. Not a fan, guys. Not a fan. I really wanted to like this episode because I thought it would be kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't find artificial intelligence scary, so that could be the reason why. So on that note, because I rate, as you know, if some of you have watched a couple of my streams on the X-Files, I rate these out of alien heads. 1 being not scary at all. 5 being the scariest because I am afraid of aliens, especially like the Greys. Like, I'm terrified of them. It's a long thing. It's a Nadia lore thing. And this episode's getting a 1 out of 5 alien heads, unfortunately. And it is my lowest tier episode for so far. I don't find AI scary. Sorry, Tris. I think there are scarier things out there than AI. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just naive to the fact of it, but yeah, I don't find it at all scary. So, my grandmother lived with us, always claimed she couldn't understand English, but yet tell everybody our favorite soap operas. Yep. My ancestors came to America in 1610 to Jamestown. That's cool. I watched most of the horror classics of TV with my grandparents. My mom was the horror. Jesus, sorry, Mom. R.I.P. My mom was the horror person in my family. Like, she grew up with that stuff, loved that stuff. She was a My godmother too. She was a big Stephen King person. She was part of Stephen King's like first fan club where they would get the original copies mailed to them. This is obviously prior to social media and able to order stuff. So like my love of horror came from the two of them, the combination of it. So, but my dad's not really into horror and he's not really into sci-fi. Like it has to be particular. So he made sure I saw the original Star Wars. He made sure I saw the original like Indiana Jones, the original Superman, like stuff like that. Like there's certain things because he grew up with it. He made sure I saw. But if I went to him today and was like, why didn't we watch the X-Files? Not his cup of tea. Not his cup of tea. My parents didn't let me watch horror. I was rebellious. So, all right. Next episode. Ice. Ice Baby. I freaking loved this episode. Mulder and Scully are sent to investigate when a team of geophysicists, obviously English is not my first language, stationed at a remote Alaskan outpost are killed by a parasitic alien life form. Totally gives me Thing vibes. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved this episode. I was happy that this was the next episode because Ghost in the Machine, again, weakest of the episodes. So let me pull up the episode. It totally gave me Thing vibes. And The Thing, 1986, is one of my favorite movies. Like it's in my top 10. It's the reason why I had a special effects career in Hollywood. The effects still hold up to this day to me in it. I still enjoy it every single time I rewatch it. So in other seasons, there are better episodes about AI. I hope so. Like I said before, but I think before you popped in, Jacob, somebody, I think it was Tom maybe said it about season 2. A lot of people tell me like season 1's okay. There are some genuinely good episodes, but season 2 is like where they really know their footing. So I'm at least committed to season 2 and reviewing on Saturday mornings. Okay, The Thing is a great movie. Yes, 1986. The 2011 prequel, not so much. My dad was a big fan of Selena, not Gomez. Made me watch it a million times. My sisters love that movie. Hi, Tech Rat. I just started the show over recently as I tried twice to get into it. Never got past the 5th episode somehow. I can see that. What was see? I have them ranked. Season 1, episode 5. Is it what? The Jersey Devil. Yeah. I was disappointed last week when I was talking about it. I was expecting like a monster episode, like the actual Jersey Devil, not feral fucking people. But yeah. Has anybody in the Cabal reviewed The Thing? That would be great. No. However, in my my birthday's in March. On the 15th, and I'll post about it. We're doing another horror tier stream like we've been doing each month. This time it's going to be Nadia's top 30 horror movies, and The Thing is in that I sent over to everybody to watch. First seasons of the show are already left. Yes, season 2 really gets good. Okay, cool. I love The Thing. See, Tick Rat? Forget Badger. We should be best friends. Nadia is I am a cusp. Pisces Aries. If you believe into that thing. If you believe into it. Yeah. Okay. So this episode begins at the research station in Alaska where the group of scientists have mysteriously died. Mulder and Scully, along with the team, including Dr. Hodge, Dr. Da Silva, and 2 others, are sent to investigate. And Bear. Poor Bear, played by Jeff Gober. Poor dude. Roman of the Empire has done a review on The Thing. Oh, it's one of my. You know what? I should review it. I should review it because from my brain wiring from perspective, I'm going to look at it from a special effects point of view. Because again, it's really honestly the movie to me as a kid that I saw that I was like, I want to do that. I want to sculpt. I want to create. I want to be able to do effects on stage like that. So yeah. But is Roman a Cabalian? I don't know. Do you have the Kool-Aid for him to drink? I refuse to drink the Kool-Aid. Roman's a cool dude. He could be in the Cabal. I mean, it's over my pay grade. I don't get to say it, but he could be in the Cabal. All right. So they find everyone at the station has died. So the opening, this again, I loved this episode because it does have aspects of the thing. It's people isolated with a parasite coming around. And granted, it's TV, right? It's Fox primetime TV. So it's not like they can go super graphic with it, but it is creepy. This guy's recording We're Not, I think it was like, We're Not, what is it? We're Not Who We Are. Telling basically, don't come. Like, we're not who we are. Don't come here. Oh, that'd be great. I love practical special effects. My ex-wife said I was stubborn old goat and also a Capricorn. Okay. I'm not into astrology. I was as a child, not so much now. I don't know what the difference is between it. I just know I'm a Pisces. That's about it. Or an Aries, depending on which, I guess, they updated it. So, all right. So there's themes upon it. So there's obviously paranoia and trust, right? They're all trying to figure out once they get up there who has it. So what the parasite does is it basically makes people violent. Like it wants people to kill each other in a sense, or KO. Allegedly. Sorry, YouTube. Allegedly. We are not who we are. Yes. The core theme is breakdown of trust among the team members of the infected spread. So the opening was pretty well. I was like, oh, wow. A little graphic with pointing guns at each other. Okay. I'm here for it. Well lit, too. I felt like they were in an isolated area in Alaska. I mean, I don't know what the budgets were for. You know what? I can find out. Why am I even asking? What was the budget for season 1 of X-Files? Per episode. I think I've looked this up before, and I just get so the budget for there isn't much information for the first 2 seasons. Some articles say 1.5 million per episode for seasons 1 through 5, and then 2.5 per episodes from season 6 through 9. Interesting. I wonder how much money they're going to dump into the reboot. Most I know is stars might be dead, but we still see them. No, wait, that's astronomy. Yes. It's astrology that's like, I don't remember. Okay, anyway, let's back to the episode. So they get a videotape of the guys. They seem fine and dandy, and then you get the, what was it? We're not who we are. I really liked it. So there's all other themes. The X-Files reboot will be watered down to build because of Disney. Yeah. I think the reboot visually will be interesting. I think because they have the money and advancements that they can do cooler prosthetics, they can do cooler practical effects on set, and unfortunately better CGI. I just don't think, to me, so far with watching every episode, the meat and potatoes of it is the story and the dialogue and how it's written. It can be as cheesy visually as it can be, but it's a compelling story with each episode. That's where I think it's going to falter. I think Disney's going to try to fill it with so much fluff and not actually focus on the human side of this, which is Mulder's belief in the paranormal and aliens and such. And then we have Scully, who's the skeptic, yet wears a cross, so she has to believe in something. She's religious, so I think the storyline is going to suck with the reboot. Visually, it probably is going to be stunning, but storyline, yeah. Versailles, yeah, that's crazy. A lot of lights in the sky are not from planets long ago. Weird. The storyline part will suck in the reboot. Yep. Effects will be good for sure, but decent. But yeah, that's why I'm a big Daredevil fan. I love the comics. I think I've got a ton of, and then I've got like anyway, Daredevil. Love the Netflix adaptation. I liked Daredevil before it was cool. Okay, all right. All of you who hopped on. Disney rebooting it. I know everybody's really liking the trailer. Cautiously optimistic here. I don't see them able to pull it off, but we'll see. I expect to make Mulder stupid because man bad. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. So far, again, 8 episodes in, there's a really good balance between Mulder and Scully on both on screen, but also with their abilities in a sense of, again, Mulder's ability to believe in anything, his intelligence, Scully's skepticism, but she's also intelligent. So it's not like, oh, it's a girl boss overpowering the Mulder. They balance each other. The chemistry is there too. So I don't know how they can have. I don't know. They would have to cast pretty good duo for chemistry, and I hope they don't do it where they just do it from Scully's perspective. They need to balance each other out. I'm sure. I'm very intrigued of Mulder's background story. I know I'm getting like little Easter eggs throughout episodes about his sister's abduction, but I want to also know a little bit more about Scully too on top of it. So I don't. That's the problem. I don't know if they're going to be able to balance the two together very well. My introduction to Daredevil was Affleck. You know what? For as cheesy as that movie is, it's not too bad. It's not. There are worse. There are worse. There are worse movies out there. All right, so they decided to take the expedition up there. Dr. Hoggs rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if he's supposed to. This dude, wish he was the one infected on it, right? There's themes of science versus supernatural. So this episode plays the line between scientific explanation, the worms are biological entities, right? And the supernatural horror of the possession or body snatching. So it is which is his table of the X-Files, where Mulder believes in the paranormal clashing with Scully's scientific approach. Very interesting. It makes me think of the put your tinfoil hat on, everyone. The conspiracy of what is actually happening up on like the North Pole and stuff, of them having, what is it? They keep like seeds and stuff like that in case humanity is ever destroyed, right? There's like a vault. But what kind of diseases do they have in there? And do they have also entities like this up there too? What is it? It's like the North Pole. I can't remember what it was called. No. They have like a storage. It's the Antarctica, not North Pole. The Antarctica, where they have like a global seed vault. Yeah, that's what it is. The global seed vault. Oh, which is described underground tunnel near the North Pole. So like, what else are they keeping up there? Antarctica conspiracies are wild. Yeah. You know what I should do? I think because I am such a nut for the stuff like that. Like there are sometimes I go down the flat Earth rabbit holes and I'm like, kind of makes sense. Does it? But kind of makes sense. With each episode, it does kind of cover in a conspiracy theory. I should look into more of that and then provide that with the episode. That'd be kind of cool. This could become an X-Files conspiracy theory stream where we just talk about conspiracies based off the episodes. All right. There is a theme of survival. The theme of survival under extreme conditions is central too as well. Funny, I work for Haystack, Belgium. Surveys. What is that? ADHD? Belgium. Market research. I don't know what that is. Is that a conspiracy theory? I'm intrigued. You'd be a good conspiracy YouTuber like the Y Files channel. I love conspiracy theory. I thought about having an additional stream on Sundays talking about conspiracy theories and like cryptids, because I have a cryptids coloring book. I thought like if I colored, well, we talk about conspiracy theories, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But the conspiracy theory YouTube, I have a special login because I don't want it to mess my actual algorithm up. I go down that rabbit hole all the time. Aliens, portals, all that stuff. Oh yeah. And I recommend, if anybody is a fellow Christian who likes that kind of stuff, the podcast, which they're now on YouTube, I believe now too, Blurry Creatures, talks about all this stuff from a biblical point of view. Very intriguing. Very intriguing. Like, talk about like what exactly Nephilims and like giants and all from a biblical point of view. It's out there. It's out there. But it's fun. It's fun. So if you're a Christian, you don't have to be a Christian, but if you like that kind of stuff, I recommend them. They're called Blurry Creatures. So that's one of them. Okay. So they make it up to there and they find a dog, which we eventually find out that the dog is infected with one of these parasites and it bites Bear, the pilot. So it's able to pass through, at least through blood or being bitten. Oh, they partner with them quite a bit. The confessionals with Blurry Creatures, they partner with them quite a bit. The leads who are on the confessionals usually guest on Blurry Creatures. So Bear's bitten and unfortunately gets a worm himself. They're starting to realize these worms. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good effects. Not gonna lie. That's pretty good for it being like a scratch up worm. Further investigating on these parasites and being able to pull it out of Bear, which was a really graphic scene. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on one second. He gets very hostile after being bit. And I think it's right here. Being shaked. The guy is from Seinfeld. Which one? Dr. Hodge? There's like a really like where he's like pulling it out. Oh, it's right there. Hold on. It's oh oh god, it's so gross. It's so gross. Oh, whew. Never look at spaghetti ever again. The same way. So they pull out the worm. And then they're, of course, you're going to like them, Trish, I promise. Of course, with them finding out about this worm and stuff and finding out about the infection and stuff, I did a lot of gore special effects. I did. I think last episode I might have shown my burn victim that I had done at school. One of the creepiest things I did, I had to create like on a very low budget, basically somebody tearing into a body part. I can't remember what particular, but I remember I used actual real meat. Oh, it smelled so bad. Smells so bad, but that's what you get for low budget. So pay your special effects people, or at least pay their kit fees. So there's a heavy storm actually coming. So now if they don't get off, fly out at this point, they're going to be stuck there for a few days until a rescue team can show up. So this is where the paranoia and trust comes into, because now they don't know if they're all paranoid, right? Because there's like spots that show up if you're infected, kind of, right? Depending on how long you've been infected, they really don't know. They all strip down and check each other, and so far they're okay, but the actor that played Dr. Denny Murphy was in Seinfeld. Oh, yeah, you're right. Correct. You are correct. It's been a while. I usually watch Seinfeld at night as a comfort movie. Dr. Hodge over here is just like a pain in the fucking ass. I'm going to tell you. This dude needed to be punched quite a few times. Oh, not Murphy. He's not Murphy. He's, he's Dr. Hodge. Oh, right. Dr. Murphy is in Seinfeld. You are correct, Jacob. That's why I was looking at him. I was like, I've seen this guy before. He ends up being murdered by somebody. Allegedly, YouTube. Allegedly. I gotta learn, now that I'm monetized, what words I can and can't say on YouTube. What happens is they all decide that they, and also on top of the paranoia, which I thought was an interesting thing, the heating system inside is not working, so it's making it feel so hot inside, even though it's like below zero outside. So I'm sure that is adding to the crankiness, the fact that they all can't sleep, right? Knowing that these worms exist and such, not really trusting each other, even if they check each other out. So very much, again, Very much The Thing. I feel like The Thing vibes. Or Body Snatchers. One of the two. So they all decide to go take a nap or get some sleep. And I like the fact that Scully here, again, not trusting anyone, moves the desk in front of the door too, as well. Not even trusting Mulder in certain points. This actually does test their relationship as partners in this. So while there's also themes of the ethics of science, there's a subtle critique on scientific hubris, where experiments or scientific exploration can lead to disastrous consequences, right? Because if they bring this thing back and it infects multiple people, we're going to be seeing the crossed comic book coming to life. Reflecting on how science and when not to handle with caution can become a source of horror on it. So Mulder wakes up in the middle of the night and he goes exploring, finding Dr. Murphy had been killed and put in a freezer. Upon discovering it, Dr. Hodge, Scully, and what was the other doctor? Dr. Sylvia finds him at the scene of the crime and obviously assumes that he's the one that killed Dr. Murphy, which I thought was interesting because, like, they really played it up that none of the other ones were infected. I really did not see the twist of this coming in this episode. Very strange. Also, during this episode too, Mulder and Scully get into an argument because Scully's like, we need to burn the bodies, we need to burn these worms, we need to make sure that this is taken care of. Mulder's like, this facility sits on top of a meteorite that hit Earth like billions of years ago. So this is an alien life form. So we don't know really what's going on down there. No matter how he tried, he couldn't break free, and the worms ate into his brains. Oh, worms freak me out, man. They are creepy. They are creepy. So they lock Mulder up. Even though Scully doesn't trust him, nothing. And Mulder the whole time's like, one of them has to be infected. One of them has to. And again, did not see the twist of this coming. Because again, they all checked each other. They're all looking at each other weirdly. And they discovered then if they feed another worm to so if an individual is infected, if he gets a second worm in him, the worms fight each other. And they end up killing each other. So it's in a sense like a cure way. And they test this out in the dog. The dog is infected. They place another dog in, which, by the way, that scene freaked me out. Placing the worm in the dog's ear. Man, so bad. And then it killed the existing worm. And then there was a note that the dog had passed the worm through its stool. Cool. So they think Mulder's infected. Mulder protests that he's not infected. These two want to feed Mulder the worm. Scully's like, no, Worm Fight Club. Exactly, Prophet. You're 100% right. Worm Fight Club. Scully's like, I need to go talk to him first because if we give him this worm and he's actually not infected, we are actually going to infect him. So this plays in the themes of like human nature. The episode delves into darker aspects of human nature like fear, betrayal, self-preservation, showing how quickly civil behavior can be devolved under stress. If I was in this situation, I'd lock myself in a room until help came. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to sleep. Because I was interested that they don't, similar to like the Thing where the alien kind of walks around. What if there's these loose worms just like you're sleeping and this loose worm comes into your room, under the door, goes up your bed, and right into your ear. So bad. Oh, it would be so bad. Okay, so they all go, it's like the Wrath of Khan, the worms in the helmet. Star Trek reference. Never seen Star Trek. Never seen Star Trek. The closest thing I've ever seen to Star Trek is Galaxy Quest. So the two of them decide they wanted to give this to Mulder, and Scully goes back in the room, checks him out, realizes he's not infected. They want to continue. Dr. House wants to examine Mulder himself. Mulder agrees, which is a decoy because him and Sylvia decide to not only lock Scully back into the room, but then take down Mulder and try to feed him the worm. This is where the twist of the episode comes. Turns out Scully is not Scully. Sylvia is the one with the worm. Yeah. Great effects, but man, oh, so creepy, so creepy. As long as there's worm, the eggs from Futurama. I've never seen Futurama. I know. Okay, listen, I've never seen Futurama. A lot of people recommend it to me, but I know about the dog episode. I can't do it. I have dogs. I couldn't do it to myself. I don't know. I am going to start Stargate, though. I've never seen Stargate, so my husband and I are going to watch Stargate, and I'm going to watch Battlestar Galactica on my own because he's out. Oh, worms under the skin. I know. Ooh. So it's Sylvia. So they, eventually he figures out that he's been a dick the whole time and helps Mulder hold down Sylvia to get the worm in her to cure her. They also are rescued finally. And upon being rescued, Mulder's like, no, I want to go back and check this place out and do a further investigation now that we know what we're up against. And 45 minutes after they were evacuated, they torched the entire place. That's the government. That's the U.S. government. Conspiracy. They don't want us to know. They don't want us to know there's alien worms up in Antarctica. That is, yeah. So episode ends with Mulder being very disappointed about that. So great episode. Definitely better than the episode 7. No offense to anybody who likes Ghost in Machine or whatever. I really liked it. It's creepy. It gives me body snatcher vibes. It gives me Thing vibes. It gets under my skin because like the whole idea of a worm crawling into your ear. Yeah, I'm excited to start it. I'm excited. My husband won't watch Battlestar though, but he'll watch Stargate with me. So we're gonna watch the movie first and then lead into the original series because I think there's like spin-offs, right? There's like Stargate Atlantis. There's like multiple different like spin-offs of it. Anyway, all right, back to the episode. So I would give Ice a proper 3 alien heads out of 5. Definitely creeps me out. The idea of like you not being in charge of your own self, your own body, you not being able to and then having this thing crawl under your skin, and then eventually the fact that if it's pulled out of you, it poisons you and kills you. Oh, it was yeah, creepy. Loved it. Enjoyed it very much. So next week we'll be covering episode 9 and 10, and Jacob's going to be joining me for that stream, so it should be a good time. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Chris just doesn't like either one. He's just not a fan of either one. It's okay, to each their own. He's at least willing to watch Stargate with me, so we'll give that a try. Excuse me. I want to thank you all for joining me this great morning. Thank you for giving me your time Saturday morning or Saturday evening, wherever you are. I've seen Knight Rider. Dun dun dun. I know that's probably going to surprise a lot of people. I've seen Knight Rider. I've enjoyed conversations with all of you. And again, next week, Jacob's joining me, so I'll have my first guest on. We're going to be talking about episode 9 and 10. And until then, I hope you all have a great evening and stay spooky, y'all.